This is News 7 Sunday Morning with Susan Warwick and meteorologist Jay Webb.
He's a Glenver High School teacher who's juggling his school life with a high-flying hobby. Recently, I talked with juggler Chris Taibbi for a look at how he keeps it all in the air. Chris, how long have you been juggling?
Since freshman year in college. So that's what, 21 years? 22 years?
How to get started? How'd you get into it, and what kind of things can you juggle?
I got into it because I had a roommate my freshman year who was picking up the hobby, and he went out and bought a lot of clubs, balls, that sort of thing. And so they were lying around the dorm room anyhow. When I wasn't studying or something like that, I would just sort of pick them up and practice, and then it's kind of grown into this whole somewhat obsession that it is now. And I do clubs, balls, and rings. Those are my kind of props of choice.
Now, Jay Webb, our weather guy, is pretty good at the juggling.
Very nice.
Me, myself, not so great. What kind of suggestions or tips would you offer for would-be jugglers out there?
All right, well, let me show you one thing that's commonly mistaken as juggling. The most common thing I've seen is somebody says, I can juggle, watch this, and then they do a throw and a handoff, which is, strictly speaking, not really juggling at all. So what you have to do with the very basics is remember that it's always throws, not really handoffs. So instead of doing a throw and then a handoff, it's more of a throw, throw scenario. So throw, throw, catch. And then when, of course, you do the three, it's just always throwing. But if you are trying to learn, you got to kind of break this habit right away, because this is not really going to get you very far when you try to go to three.
All right, we want to see what you can really do.
All right.
So we're going to change it up here.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Tricks usually have names, just so people can keep track of what's going on. This one's called the seesaw. A little pirouette. Somebody once said that juggling, you always try to make it harder than it really needs to be, just because you can. So that's under the leg. Let's see here. It's another trick. See if you can name this famous American statue.
Liberty?
Statue of Liberty. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice.
How many times have you conked yourself in the head with one of these things?
Countless. Definitely. Let's see here. It's like the easiest trick. And audiences always love that one. Like, oh, do that one again. Oh, a transfer. Hey, check that out. People freak out about that kind of stuff. They love it. And some tricks that are easier to do with some props are considerably more difficult to do with others. All right, so let me see if I can take off the ring and go back into 4. Thank you. Thank you. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that.
That's awesome. All right, we will check in with Chris again in our next half hour. If you'd like to check out some of his videos he's posted on YouTube, you can find a link on our website. That's WDBJ7.com. Stay with us, folks. We still have a lot more to come here on News 7 Sunday Morning. All right, well, earlier we paid a visit to a juggling extraordinaire here in Roanoke. Here is more with Chris Taibbi. Ever wanted to be in the circus? Did you ever want to do this as, you know?
I did. In fact, I actually did spend a year in a circus. Those posters up there are Taibbi Cole brothers. I spent 1 year with them. So I graduated from college. I auditioned for and got accepted to Ringling Brothers Clown College. And then from there, I sent out my application and actually joined Taibbi for a while. And did that for a year, and then it was, I have to say, kind of a grind, being on the road every day. There's a show, you get like 2 days off the entire season. So I guess, yeah, I did. But my plan was to be on the road and then in the off time practice my juggling skills, and then leave the show and go into the solo juggling career and see if I could do that. And I did for a while, for a short time after that. I did for about another 2 years or so. And then I fell into teaching.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I only offer this because it's a little unusual.
Yeah.
When people are used to seeing folks throw stuff in the air. But it is possible to do the opposite, which is just have controlled bouncing. Anyhow, sometimes this looks so different that people are like, hey, that's kind of interesting there.
It is. It's like the complete opposite of the juggling.
Exactly. Say the key to anything is making sure you get out there and practice whatever it is consistently, even like 15 minutes a day. Sadly, I usually do 2 hours on Sunday, and I usually do an hour Monday at school, and then I try to do 2 other 30-minute sessions. And sometimes I'm not even able to really do that, so it's kind of a bummer. But
now, you're a teacher. Do you ever have a chance to work this into the classroom and maybe get the kids' attention that way?
I have on occasion. Probably the best way that I incorporate it into my school life is I have a juggling club. And we meet on Monday afternoons, and if anybody wants to come out, they're certainly welcome to do that. And then we can share tricks, learn the basics, whatever. I've got some people that have been in there for 4 years, so they're getting quite good by now. But as far as daily instruction, we have short periods, so I gotta kind of stick to it.
News 7 Sunday morning. We'll be right back.